Hello everyone, welcome to AY tutorials. Today we are going to study respiratory stimulants. So let's get started. Respiratory stimulants, they are also known as analeptics. It is defined as the drug or the chemical agent which is used to stimulate the respiratory system. So these analeptics, they are the type of drugs that are act as a respiratory stimulant by simply stimulating the respiratory center in the brain, which leads to increase in the respiration and blood pressure. It restores the normal respiration when lungs are unable to eliminate the sufficient amount of carbon dioxide and unable to take the sufficient amount of oxygen molecules are collectively known as a respiratory stimulant. It includes the class of those drugs which are used to stimulate the CNS, hence they are known as CNS stimulator. It also stimulates the chemoreceptor and vasomotor center, and so it regulates the blood vessel diameter of the body. Here I have mentioned some drugs which are used as a respiratory stimulants. It includes doxapram, prethacamide, nicotinamide, almetrine and caffeine. First drug is doxapram. Doxapram acts mainly on the brainstem and spinal cord and increases the activity of medullary, respiratory and vasomotor centers. Mechanism of action: doxapram produces mediated respiratory stimulation through the peripheral carotid chemoreceptors. It stimulates the carotid body by inhibiting certain potassium channels. So this doxapram, it produces its action which is mediated through the respiratory stimulation through the peripheral carotid receptors, and so it stimulates this carotid body by inhibiting the potassium channels. Adverse drug reaction, it includes nausea, coughing, restlessness, headache and fever. Nicotinamide, it is known as nicotinic acid diethylamide. It is the antidote which is used to treat the barbiturate overdose. Mechanism of action: it acts on the chemoreceptor in the carotid body and reflexly stimulates the respiratory center in medulla. So this nicotinamide is previously known by the trade name coramine, and it is the central nervous system stimulant that primarily impacts the respiratory cycle, and adverse effects includes tachycardia, coughing, vomiting, convulsion and dyspnea. Uses: it is used to treat neonatal asphyxia. Neonatal asphyxia, uh, it is also known as birth asphyxia, and it occurs when the newborn's blood oxygen or the tissue blood flow, it decreases before, during or after the birth. Then CO2 intoxication, respiratory depression, central respiratory depression, energy malnutrition and tranquilizer overdoses. Caffeine, this caffeine, it is the respiratory stimulant when it consumed in a large amounts, and it can also cause the anxiety, irritability and sleeplessness. This caffeine, it inhibits the activity of an enzyme which is known as phosphodiesterase, that is PDE, and which leads to increase in the intracellular levels of the signaling molecule which is known as the cyclic adenosine monophosphate, that is CAMP. It increases in the medullary CAMP levels which enhances its sensitivity to the carbon dioxide, and mechanisms for the respiratory activity appears to be the blocking of adenosine receptors and inhibition of phosphodiesterase. Uses of caffeine: it is used to treat headache, migraine, obesity and memory. Caffeine is used to treat obesity as it potentially increases the metabolism and suppresses the appetite, which leads to the weight loss, and that's why it is used to treat the obesity. Here we have completed the topic of respiratory stimulants. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to the AY tutorials. Thank you.